Hi, Year 7. I hope you're all well. Just another continuation on Chapter 17. Still to do with formulas, but today is shortening formulas. So the objective is to write worded formulas in the shortest form possible. So we're going to have to use our knowledge of algebra to write stuff in the shortest form possible. So, first up, we have Mr. Ryan has 60 biscuits to share out with one of his classes. We're going to have to write down a formula for the number of biscuits each pupil in the class would get. So this is where you have to write it out in words first. Okay. So we want to have the number of biscuits each pupil would get. There are 60 biscuits to share out. I'm going to highlight the word share because that gives me a clue on which operation I need to use. Right, so number of biscuits per pupil. That's what we're going to work out. This is equal to. I've got 60 biscuits to share out, and how many pupils? Well, that's the thing, that's the unknown. And what operation is linked to the word share? And if you said division, you would be correct. So is the 60 biscuits, the word share means divide, and that would divide up by how many pupils there are, so the number of pupils in the class. And that would be it. Okay, so number of biscuits per pupil is equal to 60 divided by the number of pupils. But that's like an entire line I've written out there. And now part B is write this formula in the shortest form possible. So, any ideas on how you would do this? Now in maths, in algebra, we can use letters to represent anything. And this entire quantity there, the number of biscuits per pupil, I can just pick a letter and assign that as the number of biscuits per pupil. So we can pick a letter, let's pick the letter B, I guess. So if I call that the letter B, so everywhere I see the letter B now is the number of biscuits per pupil. 60 is already a number, so you'd have to shorten that. Division, might have to do something with that. Number of pupils. Should we just go with P for that? Number of pupils, P for pupils. So now P stands for number of pupils. So write this form in the shortest form possible. Well, rather than number of biscuits per pupil, I'm going to write B. Keep the equal sign. 60. Keep the division for now. And rather than write number of pupils, we write the letter P. And that would be read as number of biscuits per pupil is equal to 60 divided by P. Now some of you will know this can be tidied up a little bit more. In algebra, mathematicians don't like the division sign. So the shortest way you can write that to a mathematician anyway is 60 over P. And that would be it for EG number 1. Okay, EG number 2. We have Pearl is 8 years older than Carol, so you've got just 2 siblings. Pearl is 8 years older than Carol. Write a formula for Pearl's age in terms of Carol's age. And they're telling us what letters to use there. P for Pearl's age, C for Carol's age. So, Pearl, 8 years older. Carol, and this one's a little bit easier because it's got the word I was looking for, which is. You might remember what the word is tends to be in maths for these formulas questions. What symbol is the same as? It's the same as the equal sign. So Pearl equal 8 years older than Carol. So let's try and do that. Firstly in words, so Pearl equals 8 years older. So that would be adding 8. Carol, add 8. And then the shortest way to write that would be, rather than Pearl, use the letter P. Rather than Carol, we use the letter C. And rather than plus 8 years, just do plus 8. P is equal to C plus 8 would be the formula for that in the shortest form possible. Part B. Find Pearl's age when Carol is 30. So we have to use the formula this time. And they tell you that Carol is 30. So Carol plus 8 equals Pearl. So P would be equal to 30 plus 8. Just replace the letter C with the number 30. It's called substitution. Okay, we'll do more about that in future lessons, but we just replace the 30 with a C, and we get P is equal to 30 plus 8, which is 38, which makes sense. 38 years old. And one more example, easy number 3, is write the formula E equals 3 times M divided by 5 in a shorter form. So what's the shortest way you could write that? Well, you should know that in algebra, mathematicians don't use the multiplication sign. So 3 times M is the same as 3M divided by 5. But is that the shortest way possible? Nope. The shortest way possible would be, mathematicians don't like the division sign, so 3M divided by 5 like that as a fraction instead. And then that would be accepted as the shortest form possible. And that would be it. That's it for shortening formulas. You guys need to try the following. If you find exercise 17C, which is on page 304, and you guys can do all of the questions. It also goes on to page 305. Remember to check your answers with the answers on class notebook. Mark your answers and then upload your work-ins to class notebook as well, please. Thank you very much.